Tonight, from Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Carolina Panthers taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Carolina Rains have arrived as we are inside a soggy Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Carolina Panthers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here. They come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest three-game win streak. Meanwhile, for the visiting Jaguars, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to...
Josh Lambo to kick.
Strap in. This will be a good one. Two one-loss teams getting together as they're underway on EA Sports. And this carries into the end zone. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Offensively for Carolina, Teddy Bridgewater will be at the controls, the talented quarterback out of Louisville.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
22, Christian McCaffrey, the ball carrier. Joe Schobert on the tackle. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. That'll be taken in by Anderson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Come on, dog!
So a pretty early first quarter roughing the passer penalty.
Seems like the officials are going to let everyone know they're taking charge of this game. They're always going to protect the quarterback.
Now the throw pulled in by Anderson. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the Jaguars' 40-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. He's going to find his tight end. That's Chris Herndon. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Bridgewater going to give this to McCaffrey. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
On 2nd and 12, Bridgewater throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for, but now it's 3rd down.
He was covered by C.J. Henderson.
From the gun, Bridgewater. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did. So here are the Jags now set to get their first drive. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
There's a lot of good to watch in the game last week, wasn't there? I mean, he did throw 2 touchdown passes. That was impressive. And he's so close, isn't he? The 3 interceptions killed him and his team. That was costly. But if he just cleans that up a little bit, There's a reason for optimism with this team and this passer.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
40-yard line.
The rushing numbers for Fournette from last week. 13 carries, 76 yards, and a touchdown.
How about the first month of the season for him? He leads the league in rushing, so you know his confidence is at an all-time high, which means his offensive line loves it too. They'll get more opportunities to run block for him.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 7 yards there and a first down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Had a great strong move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Shaq Thompson making his presence felt on the sack. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
And the Jaguars send out their punter, Christian McCaffrey, deep for Carolina. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. And they got across the 50 last time, but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about it. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team, because now your defense has to make that stand up.
2nd and 7.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. Throw complete to Herndon. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So not just running into the punter, but roughing the punter.
And I'm struggling with this one. You know, you're watching it, partner. Is it more the first rather than the latter? This is a tough one. Almost feels like he felt like he had to call it on that play.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down leads to 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. That's another gain of 15 on back-to-back plays. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense, because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Back to the ground on 1st, it's McCaffrey. And this time they were ready for him as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Taken down.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Brings up second.
Looking to throw on second down. Bridgewater. He's got Herndon, his tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
3. Brings up third and 6.
Bridgewater to throw it. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's fourth down.
For the Panthers.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on third down.
And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. And he didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius. Understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball. And puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. And he'll let this one go. And that's caught inside the 35. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. DJ Chark, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jags have taken the early lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Josh Lambo now for the point after. Footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one is good. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2.
Josh Lambo.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. At the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. On second down, Bridgewater again. And he comes back with one complete.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Bridgewater now from the 50. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll set him back 5.
Still second down.
Let's go, you tighten up. Let's go, you tighten up. Mike 50, Mike 50. Stop your whine.
A second down throw for Bridgewater. Pass incomplete.
Bridgewater's pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Third down and more.
Bridgewater. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did.
The quarterback.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. That one complete. He finds Shark. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Brings up second and a yard at the 20-yard line.
On the draw, this is Fournette. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line.
To Leonard Fournette.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
On the play. First down, Jacksonville.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's to his running back, Leonard Fournette. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a second and long. Here we go on 2nd and 12. And his throw is incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Third down.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He is going to find Hill here. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Tyreek Hill, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars add on to their lead.
It's never fun for a defense to run on the field knowing that they're having to defend a short field. Just the idea of trying to limit an offense in that position, daunting for a defense.
Lambo on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. 5 plays there on that drive. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown.
There is nothing.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Carolina offense about ready to go. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you.
Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Bridgewater sack.
He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Bridgewater out right here to Herndon. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down. On 3rd and 1, here's Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Still on his feet. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Panthers nothing.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
On second down, here's Fournette. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved. Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. And oftentimes when you see that, that means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Fournette, a first down carry. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
48-yard line. A 3-yard pickup.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved. That's going to set him back 5 yards. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Now Leonard Fournette. And some strong running. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Fielded just inside the 20. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers about set to go on offense. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you get a chance to come back to him when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
There's still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. Even with that broken tackle, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
From the 29, Bridgewater. It's the tight end Herndon with it. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Complete to Chris Herndon.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
The Panthers on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A spin. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Leonard Fournette making his way back out there. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going. But we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So the search for that patience here now.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
On play action, they'll throw. And he slings one that's incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. Third down here.
It's third down. And
they'll set up to throw.
to go.
Throw left side complete. That's Ellis. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. So first and 10 now from the 30. They'll look to throw. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call.
Offense.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Back to throw again. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
It's third down and 11.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. That's out to his running back, Fournette. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's second and 4.
Brings up second and 4.
This is McCaffrey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
The Panthers on third down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Open man is Anderson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Let's go, Mike 50, Mike 50.
A 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore, and now it's 3rd down.
Marcus Williams on the coverage.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Come on.
From the gun, Bridgewater. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Jags and Leonard Fournette making their way onto the field. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the 2nd quarter. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 3 at the 35-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. They'll look to throw. A pass underneath for Fournette. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the 1st by a few yards. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
But it brings up 4th down.
And the Jaguars send out their punter. 2 minutes to play, 1st half. It's 14-0. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. It's taken to the 26. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Panthers about ready to take over. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Throwing is Bridgewater. He's going to drop this down to McCaffrey. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the 1st down. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Leonard Fournette making his way back out there. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later. Yeah,
try to get him more involved here on this drive maybe. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Ellis. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0.
Panthers nothing.
So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up in the Steel City, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, where it was the visiting Seahawks who were able to come away with the road victory. 21-13, your final score. From there, we're off to check out another game. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. A field goal was the difference. 27-24, the final. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they were losers in that ball game to the visiting Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield leading the way with a couple of touchdown passes in the victory. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
So here are the Jaguars to take over on offense. They were losers a week ago to the Texans, but they're on top right now as they start this drive out 1st and 10. Second half beginning with a run from Fournette. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the 26-yard line.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line.
Fournette on the carry.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down.
A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete. So good work there on the defensive side for the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, and until their offense can get into rhythm, their defensive players and staff have got to say to themselves, we've got to make it work. We've got to stand in here and make sure nothing else happens until our guys start moving the ball.
39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Joe Schobert on the tackle. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 28-yard line.
Here's Bridgewater. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, and it's third down.
Brings up third down and 8 yards to go.
Now Bridgewater. And he's got his target. That's more. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
38-yard line. 1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and
Bridgewater now. And the Jags get to him as down he goes.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
3rd and long now after the sack. And we'll see if Bridgewater has a response.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
To throw is Bridgewater. And the pressure gets to him again. Joe Schobert, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the 3rd quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. This is Fournette. Stop shy of the 45.
Leonard Fournette
Showed off a nice little move on the play, though. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Good gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Again, it's Fournette. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
No gain on the play.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. 39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return.
Take over first and 10.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with him punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Number 22.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
25-yard line. A gain of 9 brings up second and 1.
Bridgewater to throw it. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was trying to go back to Moore there, and it's third and short.
Coverage defensively by Logan Ryan.
Throwing, Bridgewater, and that will be incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And just a net of 31 here, 40-yard punt, 9 on the return.
The Jaguars take over.
Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Now a pass that's taken in by Hill. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
A shotgun give to Fournette.
And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Yetur Gross-Matos there to bring him down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
On the run, it's Fournette. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down. Stopped at the Panthers' 36. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
A gain of 7. First down, Jacksonville.
Fournette running out of the gun. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. Second down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Fournette uses the stiff arm. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Tony Jefferson on the tackle. A gain of 7 yards. And
they'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That catch good for only a couple. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it, just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
Under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. Jeremy Chin, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half.
A 33-yard attempt.
The kick by Lambeau is good. And the lead now increases to 20-0.
Panthers nothing.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. He was trying to go back to Moore there, and that'll bring up second down.
He was covered by C.J. Henderson.
Bridgewater toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and it'll bring up third down.
Marcus Williams on the cover.
Bridgewater. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. Bridgewater again. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was trying to go back to Moore there, and it's third down.
Brings up a third down and 10 yards to go.
To the air again with Bridgewater. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
They'll run with Fournette. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
That's the end of the third quarter.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with this third down play as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll set up a throw. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first. But at least it's 4th down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Panthers take over 1st and 10.
The Carolina offense about ready to go.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Tighten up.
First down, Bridgewater. Flush, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Josh Allen. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Bridgewater, the 30, 20, touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers, they're able to draw a bit closer. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase it.
That is good, and that'll make it 20-7. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Taken in the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They've been pretty anemic on this side of the football in the second half, just 3 points, and you just saw the touchdown go the other way. So it's a 2-score game. We're not done here yet.
I think everyone's on the edge of their seats now because they're anticipating what's coming, and I sense that everyone in the stadium knows they need to keep it on the ground. So if you're going to do that, hope the quarterback is stretched a little bit. Some bootlegs, right? Some fakes inside, getting out to the perimeter. Those might be open for him.
I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. After the penalty, it's Fournette. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
It's a loss of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That's to his running back, Leonard Fournette. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, 1st down. Well, I'm sure he likes this performance a little bit better than last week. He had the 3 interceptions here, none in the 4th quarter, and he's got his guys in front.
Guaranteed he put in a tremendous amount of work this week, but maybe the matchup is just better for him. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. It's almost like those golfers. Certain courses fit their eye, and they like what they see. In other courses, as soon as they tee it up, they know they have no shot. Maybe that's the difference for him. Last week, no. This week, a big yes.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. That's out to his running back, Fournette. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
On the draw, this is Fournette. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. They'll get 4 on 2nd down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go.
It's a gain of 4, and it's 3rd down.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Time to take a glance into what we've seen so far from Teddy Bridgewater. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins. We talk about that, but we think about it in a running game. Well, guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where...
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Miles Jack racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Bridgewater. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
To DJ Moore. A gain of 11 brings up 3rd and 4.
Bridgewater from the gun on third down. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again, knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
Yeah, they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty.
Running into the kicker. Defense.
Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Running into the punter keeps this drive alive as they operate now with a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 23 yards, the final tally. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Johnson the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down.
Marcus Williams on the coverage.
And again, it's Bridgewater. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
They'll throw again. Bridgewater. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Tackle made at the 36-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
Now this one complete on the slant route. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards there and a first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Now Fournette. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Back to throw here. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
The pass. Fumble on the play. Recovered.
Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
The fumble on first down. Now here's second down.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Hard throw, incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense.
Their defense was able to hold serve, albeit with a little help from that missed field goal as they settled in now 1st and 10.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
From the gun, Bridgewater. And the Jags get to him as down he goes.
Well, that was an interesting little chess match there because the offense went empty set. No running backs in the backfield, so they're trying to get people out into a route pretty quickly. But guess what? The defense sees that. They go ahead and move themselves into a blitzing situation and come right after the quarterback. They had more guys there than they could block.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Mike 50, Mike 50.
Another try after the first down sack. Bridgewater.
He'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
3rd and long for Bridgewater. Open man is Robbie Anderson. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the first down. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Desperation time, 4th down, Bridgewater. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. His throw incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Coverage defensively by Logan Ryan.
Now a pass taken in by the tight end Herndon. He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Now Bridgewater. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. And when you go 5 wide like they just did there, you can't really max protect, can you?
No, you cannot. What you're hoping is that by going 5 wide, you're forcing the defense into coverage. And if you do that, you got a chance to find some people downfield. But if they audible themselves and go into a blitz, then it's got to happen right now.
Or lights out.
Or exactly right. Turn them out. That play's over.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is caught. He hits more. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. And the Panthers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. 2nd and goal from the... And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right. And if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know.
Doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And it's good. The deficit 6, 20-14. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a 1-score, 6-point game. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
He'll have a 1st down past the 40. As he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock with Fournette. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with an even 90 seconds remaining on the clock. So 1st and 2nd down went the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Now Leonard Fournette. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. Down to a knee for the Jags. Victory seemingly in hand. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
Tonight's final.
But Charles, we saw a comeback bid fall just a little short, but give them credit, they were able to hold on, withstand that comeback, and ultimately win it by the slim margin.
And bottom line, when it's all said and done, they don't ask you how much you won by. They just want to know, did you win? And that they did.
So for the Jags, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll return home next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Carolina, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.